Wow, friends! Big developments are being made on the implementation of the Inflation Reduction Act. The Biden administration has just released an important announcement regarding pay boosts for American workers. Officials say over 1 million Americans will receive larger paychecks thanks to a new update. My friends, I'll be going over how this may affect you, so please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, this Friday and every Friday, I will be announcing several winners of the Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, please make sure that you enter these weekly giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways.
Well, I got so tired over the last 15 years, and this is a little story I want to tell you about why I was telling the team here, I know I don't look it, but I've been around a long time. But I've never been more optimistic in my whole career than I am today about America's prospects in both foreign and domestic policy. You know, went through an awful long time watching companies the last 15 years decide to invest overseas because labor is cheaper, shutting down factories all across America. And I asked myself, why do we have to put up with that? We're sending jobs abroad and importing products at home. We knew we could change that. I just knew we could change that. We have the best workers in the world. And my team and I decided, if you hold here, there's a law that was passed in the 30s. It says any money that Congress sends me to spend, I can insist that it all be spent on American products with American workers. No president's paid much attention to that in either party. But guess what? I'm paying attention. As a simple proposition, I mean this from the bottom line, we decided we're going to invest in America. And this company is a great example. They're now poised to be the leader in the wind industry. But a few years ago, they were laying off workers because we weren't investing in them. So we passed a significant climate legislation. Not only it moves us away from fossil fuels to cleaner technologies like wind, but it means we're going to make things and new technology here in America. And there's no reason why we can't do it. We have the best educated, we have the most advanced technology in the world. Why are we not doing that? That's basically what we're talking about today when we talk about investing in America.
In a nod to labor unions, President Biden is moving to boost wages for construction workers on projects paid for with the federal funding. This is a step that would appeal to a key constituency ahead of next year's presidential election and potentially shrink the pay gap between states in the North and in the South. The Biden administration announced today that it intends to restore a definition of the prevailing wage that was abandoned 4 decades ago by Ronald Reagan. The update would change how the prevailing wage is calculated and could put thousands of extra dollars every year in the pockets of construction crews who are working on federal projects. At an event in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Vice President Harris said, "Many workers are paid much less than they deserve, much less than the value of their work, and not just by a little. In some cases, thousands of dollars a year." The announcement of the rule change comes as the Biden administration is pouring billions of federal dollars into new clean energy investments through the Inflation Reduction Act and into roads, bridges, and other public work projects. The Laborers International Union of North America said the update would protect the wages of millions of construction workers. Prevailing wages are the basic hourly rate of pay and benefits paid to workers in a particular area. Before President Reagan changed the federal rule in the 1980s, employers were required to pay construction workers on federal projects the equivalent of wages paid to at least 30% of workers in a given trade in a specific geographical area. President Reagan changed that rule so that the prevailing wage was determined by wages paid to 50% of workers. So Biden plans to restore the previous definition used under the Davis-Bacon Act, the 1931 federal law that requires the payment of prevailing wage rates to all laborers and mechanics on federal construction contracts. The Davis-Bacon Act and its related acts applies to more than $200 billion in federal and federally assisted projects every year. Reverting to the previous definition means the prevailing wage on federal projects would more closely align with union scale wages. Senior administration officials have said the update would raise the minimum wage requirements and affect more than 1 million construction workers. Many analysts predict that workers in South and Southwestern states, such as Florida and Texas, would benefit most under the new rule. States in the South historically have paid lower wages and have fewer union protections. Trade groups that oppose the change argue it will cost taxpayers more money because it would make federal projects much more expensive. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about the Davis-Bacon Act? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. In the aftermath of Fitch's U.S. credit downgrade, one analyst has offered an ominous forecast for the outlook of government finances over the next decade. In a research note published to investors today, Bank of America's Michael Hartnett broke that down into one figure. Using data from the Congressional Budget Office, Hartnett broke this down into U.S. government debt, rising by $5.2 billion every single day for the next 10 years. It is the equivalent of giving every single American citizen $15 each morning. According to the CBO report, debt will jump up from 98% of U.S. gross domestic product to 181% by the year 2053, rivaling ratios seen only during the crisis in 2020. Fitch's downgrading was only the second time the United States has experienced such a dent in its credit worthiness. The last time was in 2011. The downgrade comes after the government hit its $31.4 trillion borrowing limit in January, brokering an aversion in the 11th hour to raise a debt ceiling. So now officials expect to have to borrow another $1 trillion in the third quarter of 2023 alone. Under the current laws, the fiscal hole shows no sign of narrowing over the long term. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about the U.S. economy? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Wednesday. My dearest friends, thank you very, very much for being part of this community and for joining me here every single day. I will be announcing several winners every Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway, so please make sure that you enter the giveaways. All you have to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.